Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Global Dokkan Twitter has dropped the details and animations for the next Dokkan Fest, who will be Super 17. So I can only guess one of two things is going to happen. Obviously within the next 2 days the banner will drop. Super 17 on JP was a very short celebration, so we're either going to have the same again and then some random filler on nothing going through the rest of June, or they have moved Super Boo forward to fill out the back end of June before we get into July for the anniversary. But let's go through their details and then watch the animation. So the leader skill is join forces or target Goku, key +3, HP and attack and defense +170, and then an additional HP attack and defense +30% for characters who also belong to the androids category. Their passive is key +2 and attack and defense +100%. plus an additional key +1 attack and defense +70% when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class, plus an additional attack and defense +70% when performing a super attack, launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack, launches an additional super attack when there is a super class enemy for 4 turns from the start of turn. It's passives like this, right? Obviously this is good considering their stack. Their pre-fused passive isn't the best, but it really helps them considering they do stack. But it's passive like this when I see like super class enemy where I'm really like, can we get, and I've said this so many times over the last god knows how many months, or even after the last year, can we get some like red zone inspired content with super class enemies? Like surely at some point it's coming, right? Surely we're gonna have an event that is as difficult as red zone, if not even more difficult, and we face off against Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, maybe even Piccolo, Gotenks, you know, units like that. Surely the extreme units will have their time to shine against a super class difficult content event. Like surely it's on the horizon. They also have a chance for a critical hit and a chance for evading enemies attack, including super attack +17% within the same turn with each attack performed. Then we have their active skill, of course, which is the transformation, the fusion into Super 17, which can be activated when HP is 70% or less, starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. Would have been nice if it was a little bit quicker, like the 4th, you know, that probably would have been a whole lot better. Maybe a little bit less HP, but mainly just the turn restriction. I reckon 4 would have been a good mark. And in terms of the link set, you have Brutal Beatdown, Android Assault, Shocking Speed, GT, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, and the categories are Join Forces, Target Goku, Androids, Artificial Life Forms, Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, GT Bosses, Battle of 8, Fuse, Fighters. Then on super attack, as I said, they do stack attack, then they raise defense by 30% for 1 turn and cause immense damage to the enemy. We now have when they fuse into Super 17, or as Dokkan calls it, after special fusion, which now Super 17 gets key +3, attack and defense +170%, plus an additional attack +170% when performing a super attack. It reduces damage received by 34% for the 4 turns from the start of turn, plus an additional damage reduction of 17%. So for those first 4 turns, when you eventually get this fusion off, it's actually pretty solid. You know, that's a total of what, 51% damage reduction, which is really nice. Then launches an additional attack that's a high chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack, plus an additional defense +17% of each attack received up to 170%, which is a total of 10 attacks, which to be fair isn't too bad, especially during the turns when you have all the damage reduction combined. And as I always say with units like this, Red Zone has a plethora of attacks in each slot. Getting hit 10 times is very, very easy. The only massive downside to this, like the massive asterisk, is actually getting this unit fused quick enough, utilize this to utilize Super 17 for the rest of the fight. That's the only kind of asterisk by this. He then has a medium chance of forming a critical hit when there is a super class enemy. Again, this is why I really do want there to be, I don't believe, I do hope, and I really want there to be a super class red zone themed event, like in terms of difficulty, just because when units have a condition tied to a super class enemy, and the only super class enemies you really get are dependent on Super Battle Road and Extreme Battle Road stages. Other than that, outside of difficulty, you have the Gammas in Red Ribbon Army Red Zone event, and that is about it. So, you know, maybe one day Blue Zone will actually become a thing. I hope so anyway. He also absorbs Key Blast super attacks directed at the character and recovers 34% of damage absorbed as HP, within the turn if HP is 70% or less at the start of turn, which is really nice. And then he also foresees enemy super attack when HP is 34% or less. So a lot of good things going for him. You know, the additional, the crit tied to a superclass enemy, the damage reduction, you know, the scouter, and also the nullify as well. The scouter is really nice, but having your HP at 34% or less, like, as I always say, this is like one of the strongest abilities to have in the game. So it's understandable why you have such a strong condition. Unless your name is Easy A Fizz Piccolo, then you just have that shit, right? But having your HP at 34% or less is so low. It's kind of like, realistically, when you think of some of the Android units, like, don't get me wrong, some of them have aged. But how often are you going to let yourself, again, with an Android category team or Target Goku, whatever, when are you ever going to get to this point? Again, I get why it's there, but still. And then the only link to change is indeed Fused Fighter. Then on super attack, he'll greatly raise attack and defense by 50% for one turn, cause immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lower defense. Then we have the side banner Dr. Mew and Dr. Gero, who, funny enough, and I forgot to say this in the video the other day, this side banner unit, or we have a side banner unit here with this Mew and Gero, right, who doesn't actually go on the Super 17 200% lead. A side banner unit, it's funny, this celebration is just such a mess. You have a 200% lead, and even the 170 lead in terms of Target Goku. These two don't fit on the 200% lead, but they do go on Target Goku, however. Then you have the Easy A for the celebration, which of course is the MVP 17 from Dragon Ball Super, the TOP arc, right? And he doesn't help out Target Goku whatsoever. And he's also a superclass unit. As I said, the theme must have been just purely Android 17 because, like, it's such a mess. Such a mess. So they're a sub-lead for Target Goku. Their passive is attack and defense plus 150%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% in form of a super attack. Target Goku category allies get key plus 1, attack and defense plus 30%, plus an additional key plus 1 and attack and defense plus 20% for Target Goku category allies for 2 turns with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Not difficult to do whatsoever in terms of getting 3 or more key spheres. Then when there is an enemy whose name includes Goku, seals all enemy super attack if his HP is 70% or less at the start of turn. Again, very specific. Again, you're not really going to utilize this outside of specific Super Battle Road and ESBR stages. So again, could we have like a superclass themed event on the horizon somewhere? Plus an additional attack and defense plus 150% and guards all attacks. So again, another side banner Android unit that is very, very good. Well, not an Android unit, but, you know, actually, I just remember, these aren't actually Android units. At this point, this is not an Android unit. I mean, Target Goku, yeah, but, you know, whenever there's an Android unit, the side banner unit always seems to slap, is basically what I'm getting at. Their link set is Prodigies, Thirst for Conquest, GT, Scientist, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, and they only go on 4 categories, which is Target Goku, Joint Forces, Terrifying Conquerors, and Battle of Wits. And on Super Attack, they'll also greatly raise defense by 50% for one turn and cause supreme damage to the enemy. So a very, very good side banner unit once again from Dokkan, I can't lie. Good defense for a side banner unit, good support, very easy to trigger the condition effect for one of them, and also can potentially have guard as well. Okay, now we have the animations, which I'm not gonna lie, I think I literally saw a glimpse of these once when he dropped on JP and have never seen them again, so these are completely new to me. Are we gonna have an OST today? Like, for the last few months, we have no OSTs in the back. Are we gonna have one? We'll find out. Although, considering there's no OST right now, probably a sign of things to come, right? Oh yeah, they got Big Napper involved. For some reason, this goes so hard. Yeah, no OST. I remember seeing this on JP, right? Again, I've seen this like once, like a little bit, and never saw it again. This is the main part I saw for the Mew and Gero. Why does this go so hard for a side banner unit? And it's Napper, by the way. Like, not only does that look clean, but look how cold the shot is. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you got the shot of Napper right here. You got this little effect here with the rocks. You got this, and then you got the shot of Gero and Mew. Honestly, Dokkan don't miss.
You are me. I am you. will become one.
Do you know what's kind of stupid? My first reaction to this was, oh, the voice lines sound so robotic. They're meant to be androids. Like, oh, it just sounds so robotic. It's not like they're meant to be androids. They are literally like robots. They're meant to be that way.
Do you want to taste the power of the ultimate android?
Yes, please. This must be his nullifier. Absorb. Yeah, that looks good. That's cold. Yeah, beef up. Oh, that's a nice shot. That's a really good shot. I like that's good. We've got like more action shots recently in the super attack animations as well. Those are nice. And again, just Dokkan, they do such a good job of capturing like the art style of the arc. Like GT again has probably never looked so good. But yeah, global players, I'm gonna have to say to you, and I mentioned this in a video a couple days ago, at 55%, they are not that great, I'll be honest. With some dupes, they can really thrive. That Super 17 is a much more suited unit to longer form content, which unfortunately we just don't have right now. So, you know, not a good pickup to be getting. Also, the banner's quite doo-doo. Also, on top of that, if that wasn't more reason enough, our anniversary is literally about a month and a few days away. So you have many reasons not to summon, but even so, if you are going to summon, maybe Super 17 is like your favorite character, or maybe you just want them, maybe you want to collect them, do let me know down in the comments, will you be summoning? Do let me know. But don't forget to drop a like and subscribe while you're there as well. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a good rest of your day, and peace.